Okay, thank you. All right, January life change. Okay, so today is January 9th. January life changers. We have myself, Brooke Reed at 4, Susanna Bell at 4. These are all at 4. Jen Sansoni, Amy Reelman, Maribeth Darling, Tiffany Gush, Alyssa Zogaria, Cassandra Smelzinger, Madeline Fenton, Catherine Tiss, Carrie Stillman-Schmidt, Jill Wagner, Jennifer Van Devoren, Celine Bacardi, Delaney Cleason, Danielle Hills, Maria Hurst. Oh, nope, Maria Hurst. So these are all at 6. Maria Hurst, Emily Kabaka, Anne-Marie Vichers, Kelly Hernandez Dempsey, Kelly McCoy, Kylie Monet, Casey Bachlet, Courtney Meadows, Kelly Saunders, and then these are at 8, Christina Tropiano, Olivia Brackett, Callie Blumenfeld, and Kelly Marks. And then at 10, we have Beth McDonald, Lauren Letieri, and Kate Morgan. At 12 is Marie Sardelli, and at 18 is Ashley Fell-Dyson. Okay, and then we also have the December Leadership Ladder, just was posted yesterday. So I just want to kind of go over this. This is a monthly thing that we track, and it's just another really cool way to kind of gauge your progress in the business. You know, Success Club is great, but Success Club is not the end-all, be-all. So you want to kind of be thinking of other ways that you're growing, making sure you're growing your team and that sort of thing. And so that's where the Leadership Ladder kind of comes into play. So here it says the team builder qualifications, the criteria is to hit Success Club, earn 250 plus in the month, be an Emerald status plus in the month, 2 personally sponsored coaches with at least 1 Success Club point, and 200 plus volume on your week leg, team volume on your week leg. So the team builders we had for December were Maria Hurst, Beth McDonald, Anne-Marie Vichers, Lauren Letary, Kate Morgan, Michelle Katz, Carrie Stillman-Schmidt, Celine Bacardi, and Danielle Hills. And then the team leader criteria is to hit Success Club in the month, earn $1,000 plus, be a diamond plus, 4 personally sponsored coaches with at least 1 Success Club point, and 5,000 on your week leg team volume. And for the team leaders for December, we had myself, Brooke Reed, Amy Reelman, Ashley Fell-Dyson, Marie Sardelli, Andrea Wallace, Chris Bachlet, and Terry Bachlet. And then we had Patrick Reelman as an organizational leader, and I don't even know what the criteria is. It's just amazing. He doesn't even write it over. It's not even written over here. It's awesome. So that's it for our recognition. So Cassie, are you there?
Yes. Okay. So just a quick little backstory about how I found Ashley. I was scrolling through my news feed, and Josh Coates posted a status, and he was like shouting out people, and it was like all these different like MLMs he was helping, and one was Beachbody, and it was Ashley, and it was like congratulating her for making $2,500 and being able to pay her mortgage in the month of November. So I creeped on her page a little bit, and I kept creeping for a few days. Like, it was like on my to-do list. Like, I didn't even send her a friend request. I was being a complete creep, and I was just obsessed with her. And I'm like, okay, Cassie, what are you doing? Like, just like message her. So I think the first thing I said to her was, I'm obsessed with you. Can you speak on my team call? And she was like, what? And she's like, I've never been asked to speak on a team call before that wasn't like my own like team. And so she got on the call, and she literally blew everyone's mind. Like, my inbox was blowing up from my PS coaches, like, holy shit, I needed that. I needed to hear everything that she was saying. And like, they've been crushing it ever since. So like 20 minutes after the call, I texted Pat, and I was like, Pat, you need this crazy woman, this crazy, like, lovely woman on your call, because I feel like everyone needs to hear what this lady just said to all of my coaches. I feel like everyone on Team Boom needs to hear it. So here we are, and she's probably super nervous now because like I'm hyping her up. But Ashley, it doesn't, you're probably gonna talk about whatever you talked about on my call, which is completely fine. Just, oh shoot, sorry, I gotta say her stats. I have them here because I don't even remember my own stats half the time. So Ashley has been a coach for 2.5 years. She's a 2-star diamond. She is a Success Club 5 legend, and she is going to New Leadership in February, which is super awesome. Okay, Ashley, if you want to take it away.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you hyped it up too much. Okay. So I'm super excited. And I think one of the things that made, let me shut my Facebook off so it's not beeping in the background. I think one of the things that made my call that I did with Cassie's team so freaking awesome was the chat box was like exploding. And so I could feel the energy because, oh my gosh, you guys have a bomb energy on your team. So feel free to blow up the chat box. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit about me before I kick off. So like Cassie said, I've been a coach for 2.5 years. I've been a Beachbody customer for 10. I found an infomercial, totally fell in love with Chalene Johnson. She is my spirit animal. Oh my gosh, I love her. And started my program 5 years into it. I really got dedicated, figured out a nutrition plan, combined it, lost 130 pounds, and TurboFire was like my life. And this girl I knew was like, you need to be a coach. And I was like, no, because I'm not a salesman. And she's like, you literally just get paid to work out. You should come do this. And so I was like, okay. So I signed up to be a coach. And I'm literally thinking, I get paid to work out. So I work out, I post that I worked out, and people are going to flood to me. And I'm going to make all this money. And it did not work that way. I hit Success Club my first month. I hit Success Club my second month. And I went Emerald, but I had this horrible taste in my mouth because my coach trained me, which note to y'all, do not do this, which considering how many of you are like rock stars on the leadership ladder, I'm positive this is not happening. You don't tell them that Shakeology is going to auto ship. You don't put them in a challenge group. You just sign them up, tell them good luck, and to message you if they have any questions. And if their Shakeology auto ships, you just hope they don't catch it, or that they decide not to return it, or that they're in love with it so much that they'll keep it so you can keep getting the commission. And I was like, I hate this. This is so weird and snarky and salesy, and I hate this. So I canceled, and my coach really tried to talk me into signing back up, and it put a horrible taste in my mouth about coaching. Fast forward a couple of years, I was just at a year postpartum with my oldest, and one of my best friends in the whole world posted on Facebook that she was becoming a coach. And I remember saying to my husband, oh, they got her. Somebody got her. And I found out who her coach was. It was not the person who had been my coach, which in my head, my coach was like the biggest coach in Utah, which come to find out, no, she was not. She just marketed herself that way. So I didn't think there was any other coaches in Utah. And I watched my friend for 6 months. She had an insane transformation, but her financial transformation was insane. Because I had been a Beachbody customer for so long, I knew the ranks. I was following like probably 200 coaches on Instagram, and most of them were 15 stars. So I was following some really high up people, but I could not stop watching my friend because she knew I was addicted to Beachbody, and she never messaged me. She never did the, hey girl, I know you should join me, or no, like never, not a single message, nothing. And I kept thinking, how is she doing this? She must not be as successful as she says she is. And I watched as her coach, which her coach is Micah Folsom, who just finished number 11. She's like 4-time elite, double superstar. She's a rock star. I watched as Micah kept shouting out my coach that she'd hit Emerald, and then, oh, look, she hit Diamond, and oh, look, she hit 1-star, and oh, look, she hit 2-star, and oh, look, she hit, what did she hit? She hit her first $1,000 week, and it was her $1,000 week that I was like, what are you doing? Because you're not sending weird messages, you're not whatever. So anyway, that's how I got back into Beachbody. I hit Diamond really fast. I hit Diamond 2 months into the business, and then I stayed there. And then I hit 1-star and stayed there. And within the last couple of months, my business has like totally exploded. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about, is the like slight adjustment things that I've tweaked the last little bit to like really help my business take off. So, Number one, and a lot of these, take notes, but a lot of these, I'm going to apologize, nothing is going to be like life-changing information. This is going to be stuff you already know, which that's the beauty of this business, right? So number one, I do insane amounts of personal development. I aim for probably 2 hours a day. I do a lot of Audible, but I also do a lot of reading. And I think the big thing that has changed in the last couple months is I actually started implementing what they tell you to do in your PD. Imagine that. I was listening to it. I was doing whatever. And I finally decided, you know what, I'm actually going to try some of this stuff they tell you to do. And the first book I did, which is like that book changed my life, is 5 Second Rule from Mel Robbins. If you have not read that, oh my gosh, get on that. She is the Success Club prize this month, is we get to do a webinar with her. So like, she is life. But the 5 Second Rule is basically when there's something you don't want to do, you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, suck it up, do it anyway. So when your alarm goes off in the morning, do you want to get up? No, you do not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get out of bed anyway. Do you want to send your invites? No, you do not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, shut up, do it anyway. Do you want to put down that cookie and stick to the containers? No, you do not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you put it down, you do it anyway. And I decided while I was reading this book, I'm actually going to try implementing this and see if it works. And it has been life-changing in terms of my, the goals I'm hitting, my invites. I've never been this consistent with my power hour because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it anyway. She talks a lot about how, feelings have nothing to do with it. If you only did things when you felt like it, then, where would we be? I have a 3-month-old baby. If I only got up in the middle of the night with her when I felt like it, I would never get up with her, ever, because no one feels like getting up in the middle of the night. Feelings have nothing to do with it. And so she really pounded that in. So for real, read 5 Second Rule. But beyond that, I've implemented other things I've read. Right now I'm reading Compound Effect with my challengers. And for real, that is like coaching in a book. This business is a crock pot business in a microwave world. It takes time. Nobody says, oh my gosh, I'm so awesome. I hit SC 700 my first month and I went 15-star diamond 3 days into the business. That is not how it works. It takes time to grow a business and you have to give it that time. And that's all Compound Effect is about how you have to do those small, simple things. The things that are easy to do are also the things that are easy to not do. Is it easy to eat a cookie tonight? Yes. Is it easy to not eat a cookie? Yes. When you wake up tomorrow, is there going to be a drastic difference either way? Are you going to wake up tomorrow either up 10 pounds or down 10 pounds because either you ate the cookie or you didn't eat the cookie? No, of course not. It's the compound effect. If you eat a cookie every single night for a month, do you think you're going to end the month in a different place than if you skip in a month, in 6 months, in a year, in 5 years? Oh, it says my internet is unstable. And it's the exact same thing with this business, with doing your power hour. Is it easy to not send your invites? Heck yes. Is it going to kill you to send them? No, it's not. Are you going to wake up tomorrow hitting SC 50 because you sent your invites? No, you're not. But are you going to notice a difference in 6 months from all those seeds you planted, from all those people you did invite, when it takes that time to turn around? Yes, you are going to notice a difference. So do your PD, but number 2, implement it. And especially as you start being more consistent with your power hour and you're sending those invites, when people say no to you, if your kid sucks. So you've got to be doing PD. So there's number 1. Number 2, affirmations. I was totally that person who was like, affirmations are weird. That's like for kooky people. Affirmations are awesome. So an example, in September, I had 1 business builder, and it was my sister, and she's diamond, and she signed up in 2015, so she didn't count for elite points, and elite was my goal last year, and I wasn't hitting because none of my girls were hitting elite or were hitting Success Club, and this is so frustrating and whatever. And so that was September. I had 1 builder, and it was my sister. I have 12 builders right now in 4 months. And I swear it's affirmations. So Josh Coates, Cassie already said that's how she found me. It was a post that Josh Coates tagged me in. Josh Coates is life. Oh my gosh, I love him. He came to a retreat that Micah did in September, and we all talked about our limiting beliefs. And one of the limiting beliefs that I realized I had was that I was signing challengers who would stick around for a couple months and then they'd quit. I was signing coaches who wanted this and they were all in and they're going to change the world, and 2 months they're quitting. And I'd sign an Emerald and they'd quit. And I just could not get people to stick around, and I was getting so freaking frustrated because nobody had that same passion as me and nobody wanted this the same way I did, and I couldn't accomplish my goals because these people didn't want the same things as me. And Josh had me do an affirmation that says, I keep finding people who want to stick around. Okay, that was not true. There was no keep, because I wasn't finding people who want to stick around, let alone I keep finding people who want to stick around. But I started saying that affirmation every day. I keep finding people who want to stick around. I was attracting people who were like energy vampires. If you've read Energy Bus, that book is so good. And they were like sucking the life out of me. And I was like, I don't want my own team. I like working with my coach's team because her team has a fun energy and I like being around them. I hate being around my team because it drives me crazy and they have this terrible energy. And so I made an affirmation about how I attract people I want to be friends with. I made an affirmation about how I'm good at balancing my time. Yeah, no, that's a weakness of mine. I made an affirmation about, there's another one about, because I lead with confidence and positive energy, I find coaches who are also confident and have positive energy. Okay, that was not true. That's the beauty of affirmations. You say things that aren't true that you want to be true, that are positive, and like they work. It's the weirdest thing, but they work. I have a list of affirmations that's probably like 30 long, and the other day it was 45, and I was actually talking to my coach that I was like, so is it a bad thing that I feel like some of these affirmations that I originally came up with, like they came true and they don't make me excited anymore? What do I do with them? And she was like, that's the whole point. Take them off and make new ones that aren't necessarily true yet, but are things that you want to be true. And that makes me so like, and I read them right before I work out. When I'm at that like super buzz, tingly finger, energized spot, I read them and it makes me so amped, because then I'm like, heck yes, I am a top coach. I am a 10-star diamond. No, I'm not. I am a 2-star, but I'm like 3 coaches away from 4-star qualifying. We are like crossing every orifice that is happening Thursday. And like, but I'm not 10-star. I'm not elite. I'm not any of these things that are in my affirmations, but I wake up every day with the energy that I'm like, move out the way. I'm making it happen. I'm going to be elite this year. I'm going to be a 10-star diamond. I am attracting people that I want to be friends with. And as I do those affirmations, I am attracting people that I'm like, oh, you are amazing. Where did you come from? And I my husband, I am hiring an assistant right now because I can't keep up with the number of people that are contacting me about coaching, about challenge groups. Y'all, that has never been a problem for me before. And I can't keep up with them. And it's affirmations make like, oh, they're weird. I don't understand why they work. But so that was number 2. Number 3, we all know we need to be a product of the product. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. You need to share like why you're a product of the product, not just that you are a product of the product. Why are you a product of the product? So I can't decide if I'm more in love with the containers, the workouts, or Shakeology. We're going to start with the workouts. Like I said, I lost 130 pounds with Chalene Johnson. She is my girl. And I have since totally fallen in love with Tony Horton, especially in 22-minute hardcore. I love him. Joel and Jericho are like, yes. Shaun T, love to hate him, but I like for real have a girl crush on Autumn. She has changed my life. I am so freaking excited for 80 Day Obsession. I can't even see straight. And like, it is like Autumn is goals in life. And I am that person that I am working out, and this is something Chalene taught me, that you have to speak to yourself positively while you're working out. But Autumn like totally nails that in for me, that she's like, don't, and so does Chris Downing and Shift Shop. Like I said, I love them all. that you have to like, I can do this, and I can do things now that I could never do before. I have a 3-month-old baby. Like, my strength now is insane. And especially considering how recently postpartum, and that's like, I believe in these workouts. The results I've gotten from these workouts, I believe in them. I love them. They work. And it makes it very easy for me to talk about them because I love them and I believe in them. I had a crazy eating disorder that I established when I lost my 130 pounds. And that really screwed me up. And I got this weird mental block about when it comes to eating, you can either eat bread or fruit or healthy fats because they're all kind of the same calorie range. That is why counting calories sucks. And so, like, given the choice, so I was eating crazy amounts of bread, and then I was really hungry still. So then I would do really good Monday through Thursday, but then Friday I couldn't stand the hungry feeling anymore, and I would binge on peanut butter. I would like sit on my kitchen counter while my husband was working graveyards and they didn't have kids yet, and I would eat spoonfuls of peanut butter on my kitchen counter. And I could not get it under control. Every single weekend I was binging on peanut butter, and I slowly started gaining weight back because I could not get my eating disorder under control. And then I got pregnant with my oldest, and my doctor told me I couldn't do turbo anymore, which I think they didn't understand. Not really kicking or punching anything because that is fine for pregnancy. I did it with my last pregnancy. But anyway, I didn't work out and I kept binging, and I gained 100 pounds while I was pregnant. And I could not get it to come off. And I was so frustrated because I have these awesome workouts and I believe in Beachbody, even though I want nothing to do with coaching. And I can't figure out why this stupid weight won't come off. And number one, I needed the accountability. Accountability groups are life. But number two, the containers like changed my life because I don't have to choose between eating a piece of bread and a tablespoon of peanut butter and apple. They're different categories, and they don't, me eating bread doesn't take away from my ability to eat pineapple. It doesn't take away from my ability to eat peanut butter. And so I can have all of the foods I want. And in addition, I don't have to try to count crap when I'm at friends and family's houses. I don't have to stress if I go to a restaurant that doesn't have nutrition facts because I don't care what the nutrition facts are. I'm just looking for food groups. And that has been because of the containers. Like, I love the containers. And Shakeology, I have an autoimmune disease where my platelets like randomly decide they want to kill themselves off. No clue why, but whatever. And I had my first episode before I got pregnant when I was at my smallest weight, but I wasn't pregnant yet. Had my first episode, and my doctor was like, you probably shouldn't try to get pregnant until we get this figured out. So I was like, okay. So I signed up to be a coach, started drinking Shakeology, and all of a sudden my autoimmune disease went away. And my doctor was like, that's really weird. I don't know why it went away. But okay, I guess you can try to get pregnant. And I was like, heck yes. Maybe it was Shakeology, but there's no way because Shakeology is just a super expensive protein shake. So that was not Shakeology. So I quit Shakeology. And I get pregnant with my daughter, gain 100 pounds. She is 6 weeks old, and I looked like my husband was using me as a punching bag. I had probably 200 bruises all over my whole body. And it finally got to the point that my husband was like, okay, you need to start wearing like long sleeve things because people are really hitting you and you need to go to the doctor. And I went in and I was like, I think my autoimmune disease is back. And they tested my blood and they were like, you're coming back first thing in the morning and we're putting you on meds tonight. You're coming back first thing in the morning. If your levels have not doubled in the next 12 hours, you're getting hospitalized and you're getting a blood transfusion. So my levels came up, fortunately, but I had a 6-week-old baby, and my doctor was like, it's pregnancy, because you had an episode before, but not like this. So you're done having kids. I was 25, I had a 6-week-old baby. Like, and that's it. And no other kids. And like, oh, you're done. No more kids. And like, are you freaking kidding? Like, I'm not done having kids. And kept having all these episodes. And I'd go a few months and then I'd crash. And I'd go a few months and I'd crash. And I could not get my stupid autoimmune disease under control. So fast forward, my friend becomes a coach. So I signed up to be a coach. I started drinking this stupid, super expensive protein shake. And hey, guess what? My autoimmune disease all of a sudden balanced out. And I kept thinking, there's no way that this is real. So I kept going and I kept going. And I went a year without an episode, which I'd never gone a year without an episode before. Maybe there's something to this Shakeology thing. So I keep going. And then I had a miscarriage. And I was like, okay, no, here we go. The other foot's about to drop. Because like pregnancy does weird things to me. So now I'm going to drop. Nope, totally didn't. So then it took us 8 months to get pregnant. Oh, so then I went to the doctor. My doctor was like, well, you've gone a really long time without an episode. Maybe you can get pregnant, but you need to go get a second opinion with a specialist. So I go to a specialist and he's like, yeah, you've gone a long time without an episode. I'm okay with it, but you need to go see your hematologist, which is like a cancer doctor. That's really scary that's really scary. So I go see the third doctor and he's like, yeah, you've gone a long time without an episode. I guess I'm okay with it. So after 3 doctors' approval, I get the permission to start trying to get pregnant. Took us 8 months, but we got pregnant with my daughter, had a perfect pregnancy, autoimmune disease wise, delivered, platelets were perfect, and went in weekly for blood draws because all 3 of my doctors were like, this isn't like something's going to happen. It's kind of weird. You've stayed this good. Something's going to happen. Oh, nope, nothing happened. Nothing happened. It's been 3 years since I've had any issues. And hey, guess what? That kind of coincides with when I started drinking Shakeology. I would drink Shakeology if it cost $10,000 because Shakeology is literally the reason my baby is here. So I have 0 fears with talking about Shakeology because I believe in it. And you need to have that kind of a story, and not necessarily that it needs to like cure a disease for you, but you need to believe in what we sell that much that you don't care if other people, you don't care what other people think. I don't care if other people are like, oh, you drink that Shakeology thing? Heck yes, I do. Heck yes, I do. And if you don't like that, if you don't want to drink it, if you think it's an expensive protein shake, you are ignorant and uninformed, and bye, Felicia. Because I believe in it, I drink it, and that makes it so when I talk about it, I can talk about it confidently. And it makes it so that I don't come across as, just so you know, it's going to auto ship, but if you don't want it, I'll help you cancel it. I believe in it. It's easy for me to talk about it. And if you don't like it, and if you don't want to keep it, great, I'll help you cancel it. Because I'm not that weird, icky, yucky, salesy person who's going to trick you into drinking it. But I believe in it, and I want you to drink it. And if you don't like it, you're missing out and you're dumb. So, okay, so that's number 3. You got to believe in the products, like with everything you have. And we all know Energize is life. Like Energize is life. And believe it or not, I'm not on Energize right now. I haven't had it in 13 hours. So, and Recover is my best friend. I'm doing Sean Week right now while we're getting ready for ADD Obsession, and I think Sean's trying to kill me, and Recover is like the only reason I'm semi-functioning. So I believe in what we sell. I believe in it, and it makes it easy to talk about it because I use them and I believe in them. So use what we offer. Use the containers. Use the workouts. Use your Shakeology. Use the performance line. Use 3-day refresh. Believe in what we have to sell and believe in it to the point that you could confidently talk about it, because people can feel your energy. And if you're like those $450 challenge packs for 80-day obsession, I remember reading those and being like, no one is going to buy that. No one is going to buy that. That is so much money. And then I really looked at what it was and I was like, well, that's what I use. I use all those things, and you get multiple recovers for free. So that is actually a pretty good deal. I've sold 7 of them because I just tell people, this is what I use. This is the kit I bought. And people believe you. They trust you because when you tell them, this is what I do, this is what I believe in, they will follow you because people want what you have. So believe in it, okay? That was number 3. Number 4, if you've listened to Micah's National Wake Up Call, I'm totally stealing from her. # do your crap. Nobody, and I kind of talked about this in the first one, nobody wants to do invites. Nobody wakes up excited to send invites. Nobody wakes up excited to do their power hour. Your business will not go anywhere if you don't do those things. So it doesn't matter that you don't want to do them. You just do them anyway. And the fun things like creating graphics and running free groups and all that stuff is so fun. I love that stuff. I love the leadery stuff, but that's not the stuff that grows your business. So the stuff that grows your business is your power hour. It's building connections or building relationships through connections. It's adding to your network. It's sending invites to people who are ready. Do not cold message people. But you got to do your crap. It's doing your workout. It's doing your nutrition. It's doing your PD. It's doing your stuff that you know you're supposed to do. It's doing the vitals that you know you're supposed to do, and we don't want to, or it's inconvenient today, or it's my kid's birthday, or I stubbed my toe, or my eyelashes hurt, or whatever. You do them anyway. You do them anyway. So hashtag do your crap. Okay? Okay. Number 5. Is that what we're on? Yeah. Okay. Share your life and be vulnerable. I have been doing this for a while, but it's really amped up the last little bit. I'm like an open book on my social media. So like I said, I had a miscarriage. I posted about my miscarriage the day after it happened. My husband lost his job when I was almost a year into the business. He had a super steady job for 11 years and all of a sudden got let go out of nowhere. And then that was last year, and throughout the year would get a job and it would go great, and then they'd lay him off. And he'd get a job and it would go great, and they'd lay him off. He ended up working at like 7 different companies last year after working at one company for 11 years. It was hell. It was so terrible. And I talked about it. Every time that his job stuff would change, I would talk about it because people relate to that. I'm not the first person in the world whose husband had a hard time finding a job that he could stay at that wasn't struggling with the economy, or that was struggling to find a job he liked, or that was struggling to find a job with good insurance, or whatever the reason was. I'm not the first person to go through that. Took us a really long time to get pregnant because I would post that something exciting had happened and people automatically assumed I was pregnant. So when in reality, it was something exciting had happened in my business and I was rank advancing, or my daughter, who had been a little bit delayed, was catching up in her milestones and she's like above average now, or whatever. People automatically assumed I was pregnant. So I talked a lot about how I would get a negative test and how hard that was. So when I shared I was pregnant, which we shared we were pregnant 3 days after we got the positive on the stick, because I wanted to talk about our baby, even if we lost her. Because with our one we did lose, I didn't get to celebrate their life until they were gone. And I hated that. I hated that the first time people knew about my baby was me telling them that he was gone. And I didn't want that with our second. So we announced that we were pregnant when I was 5 weeks along, because no matter how short her life was, we wanted people to know. And it made it so awesome for my journey, because on days I was sick in my first trimester, people understood because I could post about it. I wasn't trying to hide it. I wasn't saying, oh, I'm not feeling great, so I'm laying on the couch. And people are thinking, is she pregnant? Do I ask if she's pregnant? Is that awkward? Why are you sick? I just came out and said, I'm having crazy first trimester nausea today, but I'm still doing my vitals. I'm still checking into my accountability groups. And hey, look, I still got in my workout and I'm drinking my superfood shake. Let's hope it stays down because this nausea sucks. And make it so people could relate to me. And so that they understood that, holy crap, she's working out while she's nauseous. That's inspiring, because people understood what I was going through. My dog got hit by a car and died in front of me last year. Last year sucked. And it's actually 2018. So when I say last year, I mean 2016. And I shared that the day it happened. And then when we adopted a dog from the shelter 2 days later, people understood why we were so excited about the fact that we'd adopted a dog, because they knew that my dog meant a lot to me, and they knew that our dog died because I shared those things. So, and my little baby, who's 3 months, went through a really bad fussy colicky phase where I felt like I was dying like every day as a mother. And I would post about it, which you got to be careful about that, because then you get flooded with MLM people trying to sell you their crap. But it made people could relate to me. And then when I would post that I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do my workouts still, even though Emma had had a bad night. That was inspiring to people because they were like, holy cow, she's like 6 weeks postpartum and she got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, which is a brand new baby. Like, holy crap, if she can do it, why can't I? And that's inspiring. But no one would know if I just woke up and posted, I'm so proud of myself because I worked out, Flex Friday. And that's it. No one knows the backstory. No one knows that Emma was up all night and it was super rough and she's going through a colicky, whatever, unless you talk about it. You got to talk about the hard stuff so then people can celebrate with you for the exciting stuff. So, but if you don't have like terrible, weird, horrible things going on in your life, you can still be vulnerable. You can still share those crazy parts of you. So, I am really into mugs. So I drink my Energize almost every day in a mug on my counter. And I switch out my mugs and they're always in my Insta stories. And I call it my unicorn juice or my Mama Go-Go juice or whatever I'm calling it that day. And it's always a funny mug. And that's something people know about me. So when a funny mug comes up that someone else posts, people tag me and say, hey, look, here's a mug. I bet you'd like this mug. And it's like a running joke that I buy everything on Amazon Prime. I would buy Shakeology on Amazon Prime if it didn't screw up my volume. Like, I buy everything on Amazon Prime. So people know when I post that I got a new outfit, they know, and let me guess, you got it on Amazon. Yes, I did. And so there's like funny shirts that say this mom runs on Coffee, Target, and Amazon Prime that people tag me in them, that they're like, you need this shirt. And I'm like, heck yes, I do. Except it needs to say Energize, Target, and Amazon Prime. So like I talk about that. It's like in my bio on Instagram about how into Amazon I am. I love Amazon. And I posted pictures at Christmas of the piles of Amazon boxes on my counter because Christmas looks like Amazon at my house. So I talk about that because that's something that is not unique to me, but it's something that people can relate to. And I am a diehard college football fan. Let's not talk about Alabama because, no, not a fan. I love BYU. That is like my team. That's where my dad went to college. That's where my grandpa taught. That's where all my uncles went. And this superstition, when I was a kid, I'm so not kidding, I wish I was kidding, got started by my parents that BYU does not win if our house is dirty. Like, they know that our house is not clean. And I'm not kidding. So we'll be going to the game. I can't go to live games because there's nothing for me to clean, and it really stresses me out. So I watch games on TV, and in the commercials, I literally am folding stuff and dusting and vacuuming and doing dishes and folding socks and mopping and cleaning windows. And during the week leading up to football, I will, especially if it's like a big rivalry game, I will clean out the garage, I will clean out the pantry, I'll scrub the freezer. Like, I do weird things because I totally believe that it helps BYU. And you better believe when a game is on and it's like kind of intense, my Facebook is blowing up with people telling me I need to go clean something because people know that about me. But I'm like, Kate, shut up. It's not real. Even though I think it's real, it's not real. You don't get to blame losses on me. But that's something quirky about me that people know that they wouldn't know if I didn't talk about that. So you want to share the parts of you that make you that are different from other people. Lots of Beachbody coaches are women. Lots of Beachbody coaches are moms. You want to go beyond that and share the parts of you besides mom life. Okay, last one. Free groups and adding like shiz tons of value. So I run a lot of free groups. Autumn did a really good call that I watched the other day for, whose team did she do it for? Meg Zinski, I don't know how you say her name. She's one of Janelle Summers' coaches. That Autumn talked in that call about how she's like, I don't get why you guys are so confused about why you're having poor success rates, that you advertise that you're doing a free crockpot group, a free 5-day crockpot group, and then at the end you pull this, come buy a challenge pack from me. And that people like are turned off by that because you advertised that it was a free group that has nothing to do with Beachbody. And then all of a sudden you're like, trying to sneak off on this rant about it. And it was a really, really, really good call. Yeah, exactly. It makes so much sense. So so I run a lot of free groups. I don't bring up Beachbody ever. I run groups based off of my religion. I am super into Dave Ramsey. I love him. And so I run groups talking about like a mini version of how it works, so that if you're interested in like, so this is how Dave Ramsey works. These are what the baby steps are. If this sounds like something you want to learn more about, this is the book I read. Go buy it on Amazon. That's it. Not, this is the book I read. Go buy it on Amazon. Oh, by the way, do you want to spend $500 on a challenge pack? Like, I don't bring up Beachbody. Ever. Don't bring up Beachbody. I run groups about marriage because my marriage was like in the toilet. My first year, my husband and I went through counseling and we're like getting ready to look up divorce lawyers because our marriage was like done. And we have the best marriage ever now. So I do marriage groups about things that we did to improve and whatever on our marriage. Now, in addition, I do groups about Clean Week or a group about 12 days of fitness or whatever, where it's kind of obvious that I'm going to talk to you about Beachbody. But I don't advertise that I'm doing a marriage group and then I sneak in Beachbody in there, unless I'm advertising that this is a marriage group. But one of the things I did to improve my marriage was I exercised every day. So as part of the group, we're going to be following a nutrition plan. We're going to be doing our workouts. We're going to and I'm going to be giving you a daily tip about how I improve my marriage. Unless I'm advertising that it's going to include Beachbody, I do not include Beachbody. And those groups have been gold for my business because people see I'm good at running accountability groups. So if I'm running an accountability group so that people can read their morning devotional, or I'm running an accountability group so people can read their scriptures every day, and they see that that's helping them, and they see that they're sticking to their goal they had to read their devotional or to work on their marriage or to track their finances or to whatever, and they see how much this group is helping them, then when I advertise that I'm running an accountability group for fitness, then they're like, oh, I bet that would actually work, because when I did her group for this, it helped. So I should do her fitness group. And that's where like 90% of my people come from, is from those free groups, because I friend the ones who are my target. I add them to my network. I don't get weird and salesy and spammy and message them. I just build the relationship with them through the free groups and through them following me on social media and through me naturally interacting on their posts. In addition, I have a food album on my Facebook of all the foods for the containers. So all my recipes I post, and I say in the caption for each picture, this is a yellow, a red, 2 greens, and half a purple, or whatever. So that if someone wanted to, they could do the containers without buying them. They could look at my posts and they could just figure out how to do the containers. And they could go to the gym, or they could do their hot yoga, or they could do whatever they want, and they could follow the containers through my thing on my Facebook. And number one, the album is super helpful for me because I update it once a week. So it shows that I don't just eat Shakeology every day, because for some reason people think that that's what we do. It shows I eat real food. And that's the album that I tell my challengers to go to get ideas. So it's not like I'm recreating the wheel, but I have a food album in my accountability group, and then I have a food album on my Facebook. It's all in one place. So then they come to this food album. But when it gets a lot of people who are like, they can see, oh, wait, so I just went in and looked, do you really get to eat that? Like, you really get to eat potatoes? You get to have bread? Well, I saw that you had fruit, that freaks me out that there's diets coming out now that don't allow fruit. I saw you get to eat fruit. You really get to eat all these things? You get to eat that much. And that, it gives value to people, and it creates that curiosity marketing so that people, except it's not curiosity because I'm like blatantly saying what the containers are, but it makes people see, if she's offering this much free value without me paying for her, what am I going to get if I sign up for her to be my coach? So you want to offer like as much free stuff as possible. When I get, like, in case you haven't noticed, I've mentioned like 10 PD books. When I get super into a PD book, they always somehow come up when I'm going live, even though I don't mean for them to. And I will always tell people, in Audible, you can share a book. You can give it to someone who's never received a book before. So I will say, if you have never received an Audible book before and you want Miracle Morning, Start with Why, whatever, I will send it to you. Drop me your email in the comments and I will email you my Audible book. And people are like, freak, she's giving away books. It doesn't cost me any money. I'm just sending out a book. I've compiled lists before of the 5 desserts that are on plan with the containers, that are sugar-free, that are things like the peanut butter bars in the Fix8 cookbook. If you guys have not had those, maybe you shouldn't, because they're like, you could eat the whole pan in one sitting. Or ice, like I figured out how to make ice cream with frozen bananas and Shakeology and things like that. So I made a PDF of my favorite sugar-free desserts that are on plan with my diet and posted. Is anybody looking for some healthy things that they can have after dinner to cure their sweet tooth that don't have sugar in them? And I had like 400 comments on it. And I just emailed everybody the PDF. It's not like I did anything weird and was like, oh, I wanna, do you want to buy a challenge group for me? But in the PDF, I included at the bottom of them what the containers are, so that they can message me back and say, okay, now what's this yellow thing? What's purple teaspoon? What is this? So, but if they don't care about and I would say in the thing, at the bottom is the nutrition plan that I follow. That's what the colors and whatever whatever the grammar for that is. But if you're not interested in that part, just ignore it. And I get a lot of challenge from that too, that I notice in my feed when they message me and say, hey, tell me about your accountability group. If I scroll up a little bit, I sent them some. I sent them my favorite recipes that are husband and kid approved, or whatever, that are things that I just offered for free that people see. If she's willing to offer this for free, what would I get if I paid for her? So, because that's ultimately what we're selling as coaches. It's not our job to sell Autumn. It's not your job to sell the containers. It's not your job to sell Beachbody On Demand, because if someone wants that, they'll get it on a late night infomercial, and then you will get them as a Success Club lead. You are looking to sell you. You want people to see why you are the bomb.com, why people need you in their life, and why, like I saw that marketed once, that you're paying $160 to get me. And in addition, you're going to get a shake and a meal plan and some workouts, but you're getting me, and you get me forever. And I will always be helping you. You will get access to my groups where I will support you forever. And all you have to do is invest in that initial challenge pack, and then you get me forever. And that's what you're doing. You're targeting, or you're marketing you. And that's why it's so important that you are sharing you, so people see what the heck they're getting. So, okay, I think I'm done. Any thoughts, questions? Any miss?
That was amazing. Your energy is like contagious. So I can see why Cassie was so excited to have you on our call. It's awesome. I think there was a couple of questions in the chat. I know we only have a few minutes. I saw one towards the end there. How do you promote your free groups?
So I do a couple things. That was a fabulous question. I forgot to talk about that. So I always post them on my wall, on my Facebook, and in my Insta stories. Mm-hmm. Wall and Facebook are the same thing. In my Instagram, my Facebook, my stories. And then I'm also in some mom groups. So I will go in to a mom group and post, and I make sure it's a mom group that it applies to. So example, I'm in a wife group. So I went in and posted it in there. I'm doing a challenge about how I improved my marriage. That applies because it's a wife group. I don't go in and post, like, you want to make sure they kind of coincide. So I join a lot of groups on Facebook, mom groups and stuff like that.
Awesome. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Good. It's like it makes sense, but it's helpful to hear it, you know?
Well, and it's funny because that's how I built my network from, like, I wish Facebook told me how many friends I had a year ago, because that's when I really started doing the free group thing. I've probably 2,000-3,000 friends in the last year, and it's because of advertising in those groups. Because I post on my wall and I'll get 60, 70 people, and I'll post in a mom's group and I'll get 3,000. And so then I just go through it and pick the people who I'm like, oh, I want to work with you. Oh, dang it, you're already a coach. Oh, I want to work with you. And it makes it so that I'm not just adding everybody. I add the people that are like, oh, yep, you would be my best friend. Micah said something the other day about when you're adding to your network, you want to look for people that you would invite to your team slumber party, people that you want to be around at Summit. And that's true. You add people to your network that you actually want to be around. So.
Yeah, there's a coach on our team, Caroline, who she always would say, you know, befriend people who you'd want to share a bed with at Summit. And so I always think about that.
Great way to put it. That is a great way to put it. Because, yep, Summit, everything goes out the door and there's no boundaries.
Okay, Valerie said, so it seems that you are LDS.
Yes, I am.
What does that mean?
Green tea extract, Shakeology, Energized thing. Scotty Hobbs. I always just send, if you are not LDS, okay, we're going to go off. I'm going to explain this so that everyone's like, what are you talking about? So we have this thing, it's like the law of health, that we don't drink coffee, tea, anything like that. So it comes up a lot. The people are like, well, but there's green tea and Shakeology and Energized. Scotty Hobbs is also LDS. He has a fabulous article on his blog. If you just Google Scotty Hobbs green tea, it will come up. I always send that to someone. If they say, well, what do I do about this? Then I send that to them. And then I tell them personally, in the law of health that we believe in our religion, it talks about how you need to treat your body correctly. It talks about not using drugs, you know, no alcohol, things like that. And it talks about eating food in moderation, to eat grains and meat and fruits and vegetables and the containers, basically. And so then I just tell them, I feel like this is in alignment because I feel the healthiest I've ever felt. And when I eat Cheetos and Doritos and donuts, I feel sluggish. I don't feel like I'm taking care of my body. And that interferes with the way that I feel like I can connect with God. And when I'm taking care of my body, when I'm exercising, when I'm doing the things I'm supposed to take care of my body, including Shakeology, I feel like my relationship with God is better. So for me, I believe in Shakeology. If you don't, I will help you get your money back. Or I will help you. You don't have to buy it. You whatever. And I just leave it up to them. I've only had that happen like 3 times where people get weirded out. So, and if they get weirded out, that's on them because I drink it every day and I will for the rest of my life. So, yes.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. And Maria, LDS stands for Latter-day Saint.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Okay, so I also am in Lead. That's perfect.
Daily Sunshine is a good one too. I think it's all the stuff in Shakeology that helped my, and I talk about how it made my autoimmune disease go away too. So for me, I'm like, you know what, Daily Sunshine is a great alternative, but I'm almost positive my autoimmune disease would come back. So I'm not rocking that boat. So yes, Daily Sunshine is another good one you can use.
Awesome.
Okay,
well,
you guys are fabulous.
Thank you so much. We have a fun way to show our appreciation to you. So I'm going to unmute us all. And because of Team Boom, we like to do a boom on 3 is what we call it. And so, yeah, everybody's unmuted. Okay, so guys, on the count of 3, let's show her how appreciative we are for all of her time tonight. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom!
I love that. Awesome.
All right, bye guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.